If you're playing Satisfactory during the winter, you may see some packages dropping from the sky. And this is the yearly winter event, FICSMAS. And today I'm going to show you how to FICSMAS. So as you might imagine, you need to collect together a couple of presents. So not to spoil you of discovering any numbers for yourself, on this merry FICSMAS little board you can get some different parts and things you will need or want, and even some good presents like free coupons. So click the number that corresponds with the date and you'll get some cool stuff. So to begin with, we will take some of the Christmas presents, and here is all stuff that I gotten from the calendar. Not everything in there, but a lot of it. Then we need to go to the MAM. And inside the MAM we can see FICSMAS holiday event. And it says that December and January hold content and event were brought to you by Fixit Incorporated. So, internal marketing department. And it resembles to external holiday celebrations, events, traditions, historical or contemporary, and their products is purely coincidental. Check FICSMAS calendar in the hub. Basically, in the calendar you need to find some stuff to even be able to progress. What we want to do here is unlock some FICSMAS tree base, because we want a tree decoration. So we should start the research on the tree base. And now in the building menu, when we scroll down, we have a little FICSMAS tab. And here we have the FICSMAS tree, a giant one at that. Then you basically take what you got. So to unlock these things, we'll need to get the bow, because we don't have enough bows to research this one. So we'll begin with this one. We can research. And now we can see, when researching that, we unlocked a new thing. A nice little decoration. So as you might imagine, we'll need to construct things using some machines. And here you can see, this one uses presents to craft trees and bows. So let's try and craft some of these. So now when we unlock this one, it took some candy canes, which means we can no longer afford this one. So then we need to have more candy canes when we have finally made some bows. And to make candy canes we need to unlock it here. It goes back and forth like this. And here you can see we need FICSMAS tree branches. And if you didn't see that, well, basically there is another recipe for that we already unlocked. So it's kind of pretty self-explanatory like that. We'll just need to do some research back and forth. And there we go. Researching that one. Which also lets us make the candy cane basher. Well, let's make some candy canes to unlock the next upgrade. So, when you collected some materials, you can build the FICSMAS tree. And as you probably understand by now, a lot of this is to, well, have a nice decorative little FICSMAS tree. So here we can see we have the tree looking like that. And it's just for the moment a plain tree. But we have some upgrades to the tree as well. So we can go here and research one of the upgrades. Just like that. So upgrade 1 completed. Please choose a new mode.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. FICSMAS is coming to town.
Well, that doesn't sound scary, but you notice that we now got some candy canes as a decoration. And as you might understand, the different tiers is giving you more and better decorations to the tree. With the recent unlock, we got the red and the blue FICSMAS ornament. And these are not produced in the constructor. No, these are instead produced in the smelter. And it may be a little bit different on what produces what and how they do it. But basically, just check around your different machines and you will find how to make everything. And as you might also imagine, assemblers will be used later in order to combine FICSMAS components to make more advanced stuff, just like everything else in this game. Alright, so just like the parts you send up in the space elevator, you cannot just manufacture them by hand. You need to manufacture all the FICSMAS components using, well, the machines the game provide for you. So collect together some of them, and you do need to get a couple of presents to get started. So if you haven't already, just collect together a lot of presents, and by a lot I mean like probably 1,000 at least. So we can go to the machine, and inside of here you can see that this thing is now unlockable. And when you have enough presents to reach this stage, it's very, very fine. This is the FICSMAS gift tree. And the gift tree is a very special little tree. You might imagine what it will do. Oh yes, this little tree has an output. And as you can see, it actually produces presents for us completely automatically. It does, however, require some things to build them. So you can see we need iron ornaments, copper ornaments, and then presents as well. So save 50 of them to build a tree. And yes, the candy cane basher is an actual thing. There we go. A must-have. Inside the foundry we can make the copper and iron ornaments. I'd recommend just stealing some ingots from your existing production to get this thing started. Produce like other parts in Satisfactory and progress the tree until more and more decorations appear. And maybe you get a present or something at the end. Or not, who knows. The texts for some of the decorations is pretty funny too. Like the star we got in the calendar. This special FICSMAS star signifies the productivity of FICSIT all across the universe. It also signifies the fact that you have nearly completed the holiday event. Really? So it's time to get back to work. Thank you, thank you. So we can now afford our first gift tree. And you can see this has an output. Well, isn't that weird? It is weird. And just like any other gift tree, or not like any other gift tree, this one has some already very nice decorations on there. And, as you might imagine, sneak inside of there to some unknown exit port and connect it up to something, and it just magically outputs gifts. So what you probably want to do now is to make as many gift trees as you can, because if you don't, you will have really slow production. And don't try to find where this one is connected up. You will probably be punished for peeking inside the secrets of FICSMAS. They just come. No questions is needed to be asked. Oh no, definitely not. Now, since there is a bit to Christmas, I will not and cannot walk you through the entire FICSMAS process. But I just want to help you get started so you can enjoy this little event. The great thing with the FICSMAS event is that there is a perfect opportunity to kind of test out and practice building factories in a very relaxed manner, because it's not like you need to reach any specific production criteria in order to progress well with the other parts of the game, like the rest of these tutorials are for, so that you will have enough of the resources to actually progress and not need to redo everything, and just from the beginning get some help with some good ratios and stuff like that. Here on FICSMAS, it's a seasonal event after January, I think it's last January or something, FICSMAS is gone. So it's a temporary thing, of course. Then you won't get any more presents. And of course, you can see here that this requires 15 per minute, and this only produces 10 actually. So I boosted this with 50% because, you know, I will get this back. It's not gonna be here permanently. It's just gonna be here for a little while there is FICSMAS. So you can, I don't know if we should call it like that, but you could treat yourself and just use all the power shards you wanna use in order to make some quick fix, nice little factories. And if you do that, well, hopefully you will be able to get a nice looking little FICSMAS temporary, alas, factory that will produce the FICSMAS needs and stuff like that. I don't know how it doesn't melt, but here we have it. No carrots available, so I guess, oh no. Do you see what we used to make a mouth? If you didn't, I'm gonna show you how to make that part in a later tutorial, but oh my god, poor thing. We can now afford our second gift tree, and we're gonna make this look a little bit nicer sometime later. But for the time of being, I'm just going to show you a little smart mini trick that is probably pretty self-explanatory. And that's of course to connect up a FICSMAS tree to a thing like this, so we can divide it up and input into several machines like this. And since we connect up all three of the outputs here, the distribution will be equal. And you probably need to adjust production for that. So for example, now this boost isn't quite as necessary anymore. But that's a little smart thing. And like anything else, we can of course move around the FICSMAS trees. If you were afraid to test that, you get the resources back again so that you can, well, connect them up to something like that. And like in other tutorials, when you have a couple of them, you can of course make a lot of FICSMAS trees in a row, connect them all up to a big conveyor belt and calculate so that your conveyor can take all of the presents and then distribute them to the different machines, calculating the correct ratios and everything like that. And of course, it doesn't harm to get the, well, copper and iron automatically connected up to these so you don't have to fill them personally. But that's up to you. It's up to you how serious and how exact you want to make your stuff. But in any case, hopefully this gives you a little starting nudge to get started with FICSMAS event. And it's a yearly thing, and it might change a little bit from year to year, but the general outline of it will remain the same. So just progress surely but slowly down this extremely Christmas tree-like research tree, going back and forth to unlock the different things, and you will get to see what is on the other end. For now, we're gonna wait a long time to get the copper and iron orbs to unlock the decoration 2, and also of course go into this little hub and look at different numbers and click E to open it and unlock it, because you will get some necessary parts in order to progress. Well, I just wanted to make a little video getting you a nudge to get started with the FICSMAS event. And the FICSMAS event is a yearly thing from 1st December to last of January, if I'm not mistaken. But in February it will be gone at least. So if you want to do it, you should do it now, otherwise next year. If you really don't like it, you can turn it off in settings too. But it's a fun little thing and a good way to practice. And it will change a little bit from year to year, but the general outline of the FICSMAS event will remain the same. So This is how to get started. I hope you did enjoy it, and do subscribe because we will be coming next week with more videos with some general gameplay tips that we do in this little series. So that said, this is your host Gmodism, and we're signing out.